press conference of the 2021 NCAA Knoxville Regional. Representatives of Liberty joining us include head coach Scott Jackson and student athlete Trey McDyer. Please utilize the raise your hand function on your screen to ask a question. Before we take questions, Coach will make some opening remarks.
Thank you. I'll start just by saying what a first-class regional this was, just all the way around. The people here, the way they represent this university. I think Tony Vitello is a class act. I think he's done a heck of a job here. He's a great guy, and I'm happy for him. That being said, this is a tough day. This is a tough day to see your season end, but I'm proud of our players and the way they've represented Liberty and our program and our university. Our university's special. I couldn't be more proud to be the head coach there. Guys like Trey McDyer that have changed our program and taken our program to another level. And I'm excited for what the future holds for us. Tonight's game, I was impressed with Tennessee and the way they pitched baseball. I thought that was two different looks. I thought Will Heflin did an outstanding job, especially against our left-handed hitters. And Sean Hunley's been good for them all year. We didn't have many opportunities, and that's a credit to their pitchers. Big swing of the bat by Gilbert, and that was the difference tonight. I thought we competed about as well as we could in this environment, especially on the mound. I enjoyed watching our players compete at this level and on this stage. And like I said, I'm tickled to death to be their coach. I'm proud to be their coach, and it's a tough day for us. But our program will be back here. I can promise you that.
Questions, we'll start with Damian, and then we'll go to Ben McKee.
Hey, Scott, this one's for you. You guys in the first game against Duke went 6 for 16 with runners in scoring position. Tonight, 0 for 6. What was the difference in terms of this earlier this afternoon and then what Tennessee was able to do tonight, especially when you guys had runners on in the first, third, and sixth innings with chances to score?
Yeah, I thought there were more pitches to hit earlier this afternoon. That's not taking anything away from our players, but I thought tonight when we had opportunities, they made big pitches. They made some really big pitches in some spots. Heflin, we didn't have many, but Heflin's slider was good. He changes speeds with it. He lands it. He extends the plate with it. He just did an outstanding job with that today. Shoot, we didn't have anything off of Hunley any moments there in that situation. He's a tough look. Hunley's a tough look coming out of that bullpen because it's a different fastball. He pitches to the top of the zone. If I had to guess, I don't know the metrics on the pitch, but it's a high spin ball, and you just have a hard time getting on top of it and squaring it up.
Coach, I was also going to ask about kind of what Tennessee's pitchers, Heflin and Hunley, were doing well. Just what was Hunley doing so well, since I guess you just went through what Heflin was doing well?
Yeah, I mean, I just thought Hunley, it's one pitch, and it's hard. He's going to pitch to the top of the zone. It's hard to get on top of that. We just didn't do a very good job of adjusting to that. The balls that were down there, the belt or below, I thought we put some really good swings on. I thought Brady laced one to left there. Obviously, Jake hit one hard to right field for a base hit in the ninth. Other than that, I just don't remember much hard contact from us. And, that's a credit to Sean being able to pitch to the top of the zone, and there's just not many mistakes when he attacks you.
Nick Pierce and Mike Wilson.
Hey, Coach, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, just a tough one here tonight, but Fraser Eller on the mound making his first start in more than a year. I mean, you knew that he had the ability to go multiple innings. What did he give you out there from a competitive standpoint, and how was he able to maintain throughout?
Well, I thought it was strikes. He came out of there attacking. It was a really good starter look that, we haven't seen him in that role except maybe in a scrimmage, and it was very limited. But for him to give us that kind of start here as he finishes his career at Liberty, I'm so proud of him just to be able to have that moment. And I know that was something he wanted to do when he got to Liberty. And he was selfless enough to go to the back end of the bullpen for us, embrace that role, and put our team in a situation where we have a chance to go to the postseason with a bona fide closer at the end of the season. There's not many teams that can say that. And for him to be able to do that and then give us a start with 92 pitches and to land sliders and be able to keep us in the game against an unbelievable Tennessee lineup, I'm proud of him, that's for sure.
Yeah, Scott, I'm just curious. You faced this Tennessee program 2 years ago in that Chapel Hill Regional. I'm wondering if there was anything you saw at that point that would have led you to believe that they would kind of build into what they are now, and kind of looking back from 2 years ago to now on this team.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that because I mentioned that to Tony after the game. I said, you've done an unbelievable job here of recruiting good players, building a brand, and having some moxie in that dugout. They think they're going to win. That starts with your coaching staff, and that starts with an attitude. And I think Tony's done a great job. There were some pieces there that we saw tonight that we saw in 2019. And big players, good players make pitches and have good at bats in big situations. And there's a lot of those guys. Some of them didn't play as much in 2019, and now their player development's where it's at. Their programs moving in the right direction. And that's a good question because Tony's done a great job, and he continues to develop those players and recruit at a high level.
Back to Damian and then Nick.
Trey, we talked to you earlier this week, and you said the way you wanted to wrap up your career at Liberty was to get to a regional, put on the jersey one last time in a postseason game, and you get to the regional final for a second time in school history. And what has this ride meant for you? And what does this program have in store moving forward with the foundation you, Cam, and these transfer guys like Frazier and Trevor have built into this program?
Yeah, it's been everything for me. From the people I've been able to share it with, I think is what made it the most for me. And then the foundation that we've set for past 5 years and since the coaching staff has gotten here, and just the attitude that they've brought with us, it's only going to get better, and we're only going to get farther in the postseason.
Did Nick? Let's go to Wes Rucker.
Sorry, guys. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, Nick, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry about that. Trey, wanted to ask you, just, kind of looking back at this game specifically tonight, I mean, facing Heflin, how tough was his slider out there tonight specifically? And then, what other things did he do to make it hard on you guys?
Yeah, his slider was very good. He changed eye level a lot, and he changed speed very well, which I think made it really tough on our hitters. Which is, frustrating. It's one thing if they hit 5-6 balls out of the ballpark in the first 3 innings, but, only when our pitching staff can keep a team like Tennessee to 3 runs, you want to be able to scratch a couple more. But they kept us off balance all night, so it's a credit to them and them just being able to get outs when they needed to.
Wes.
Yeah. Hey, Scott, I'm wondering there with the pitch count there with your starter, how I know he's obviously a guy who's done that before, but he's normally a closer. What were you thinking pitch count wise and going into that Gilbert at bat? Were you thinking lefty on lefty? You kind of try to just ride through that and then make the move?
Yeah, I mean, the pitch count, I wasn't too concerned about it. The number one thing I'm concerned about is Frazier Ellard has a future in professional baseball. So, there's a limit there. We want to take care of him. I thought he had some, our Gilbert didn't have as good a swings on him. The previous look, it's a pitch that he left up. I'm sure he'd love to have it back. But, at the same time, I'm going to go down fighting with Frazier Ellard any day of the week. And I'm not going to look back on that one and regret it. I don't think he was tired. The velo was there. There were some 94s and 95s as we went through the middle of the game. We made one bad pitch, and as frustrating as it is, I'm proud of Frazier and the effort that he gave us in his first start of the season for us.
Trey Wallace, then back to Nick.
Scott, when you guys look back overall at how you guys played this season and getting up to this regional, what does it say about your team for them to be able to fight through everything that went into it, especially today, having to play earlier and then tonight? How do you sum up the whole season?
Thank you for asking. I'm the way I'll sum up this season is that we left TCU 2-5. We lost 3 in a row, and we were getting ready to head to UCF, and they had just won a series at Ole Miss, and we were sitting there with our backs against the wall, and it was a moment for our team where I told them they had to go down there to UCF and prove it to themselves, that they could win on the road, that they could beat high-quality caliber opponents. And from there, our kids ran with it. We have not lost back-to-back games since we left Fort Worth. If that doesn't tell you what you need to know about our team, I don't think anything else does. And I was part of a team in 2013 that did the same thing, and we have the same characteristics in that dugout. The hard part is that it's over. The best part is that these kids are going to take this season with them for the rest of their lives. There's an experience that goes with college baseball. It's the ultimate experience. If you're at the right place, if you have the right people around you, it's the ultimate experience in your lifetime. And I feel certain that those kids will tell you that up to this point in their lives, this has been the mountaintop experience for them. I wanted it so bad for them. I knew what we had in our clubhouse. That doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it did for us. And we got to a regional. We fought through a regional just like I thought we would. It was unfortunate we got in the losers bracket, but credit to Tennessee. They're a great program. They beat us, and I'm looking forward to getting on the practice field with my team in August. I can tell you that much.
Nick?
Trey, another one for you. For you to go out, playing in a regional, I know Damian kind of asked you about that a few minutes ago, but then also to beat Duke earlier today, the last day in a college baseball uniform, you homer in a game in a regional. How special was it? Obviously not the result you want tonight, but you think in a few days, when you kind of put this in perspective, it'll, be kind of a special thing for you.
Yeah, I think so. Especially because I don't hit many home runs. So that's definitely one that I remember forever. Thankful for Tennessee's ballpark for letting the ball fly out. So, but yeah, it'll definitely be one I remember for a while.
Before we let you go, Liberty players making the all-tournament team include Trey, Gray Betts, Brady Gulikowski, and Mason Meyer. Trey, can you comment on making the all-tournament team?
No, that's that's awesome. I'm honored. There's a lot of good players out there, so it's very competitive, I thought. So I'm definitely honored to be out there, and our guys deserve it.